Okay guys, so welcome once again to this web development tutorials or web development course. And in our previous video we looked at how to, let's say, add some lists to our web page, and we look at the three main types of the list we have in HTML. But today what we'll be looking at will be the tables, how to create tables in HTML. So it's very simple, and that's what we'll be looking at in this video. So the first one will be looking at the structure of tables in HTML. Then we break the structures down to, let's say, explain some terms inside the tables we created. Now we need to, let's say, specify some spanning. So we span some columns and span some rows. Then we look at how we can apply them, or I'll look at giving out the try work you need to do to, let's say, better yourself. Now, the first thing you look at is the structure of tables, as we have said earlier. So this is the structure of an HTML code. So we have your table here, tr here, heading 1, and I'll say column, heading 2, column 2, and I'll say heading 1, column. So the same thing, that's what I'm saying. Now this table is the main tag for the creating the table. So we have opening table tag here, then you have the closing table tag here. Now, when you want to create some rows inside your table, you need a TR, which represents the table row. So TR here. And when you want to add some table headers, you need to wrap it around, or you need to wrap your TR around the T8 tag here, which represents the table header. Now, let's say I want to create some divisions inside my tables. I need to use the TD, which represents the table divisions. Okay, so let's see how we can just write these things I've written inside our code. But first, let me break these things down. So the first one we saw was the table tag, which actually represents you creating the table. So that's the first tag you need to write. And the TR represents the table row, which is used to create rows. Then the table head will be used to create your column titles. So when you want to, like, let's say, create some title for your tables, you need the TH. Then the TD will be you creating some divisions, so used to create some divisions. So let's see how we can apply what you have just discussed here, or what you have just learned here. Now go to VS Code and see what I could write there. So last time, that's what we were looking at, the list. Now I won't clear this here. I will just add the table here. So to add it, you just need to write table as we saw in the slide. Then I will close it. Okay. Now let's say I want to create my first row. So first row will be tr. So everything is inside the table, so I need to indent it. Now close the tr. Okay, now what I need to do next will be, okay, so I specify something like the table header th. Okay, now this th will be my table header. So let's say the first one I would like to add is name, then I'll close the th. Okay, then I'll have another one being th being equal to, then I'll say prices, then I'll say th here. Okay, then I'll add another something like th amount left. Okay, that's good. Then I'll close it. Okay, so these are headers of my columns I need to, let's say, create. So this is the first row. This means the first row. I could also create some subsequent rows. So tr, then I'll close it here, tr. Then the first one will be my first division, so td instead of th, since it's not a header, so td. Now the first name I want to put there will be my butter, so butter. Then I'll close it with td closing tag, then open this. So this will be my, since it's the same row, this will be my price, which will be, let's say, 30.00. Close it. Then go to amount left, I'll say 3. So td, then I'll say 3. Okay, then I'll say closing tag here. Copy this thing here and put this. So copy here, put this here, then put this here. So I need to get 3 here. Now I'll say bread. Now here should be 20 here, and here should be 2. I'm putting something like orange, then I'll put 10 here. What is left will be 1 here. That's what I'm just writing there. Now I'll go to my Google Chrome, reload this code and see what I'm getting. So you can see I'm getting in a form of table here without borders since we haven't styled them. So this is what we are getting when we are saying tables. Now it's very simple. We just use the table as the outline, th representing the table headers I have here. So since it's bolding at the top here, it means that the th. Now the divisions will be this one. So the second row, which is the second tr I created with its closing tag, then the third one, then the fourth one also. Okay, so that's how you can create a simple table in HTML. Now we can go to the next slide and see what we have there. Now the next slide talks about you spanning rows or spanning column. So spanning means taking up two or more something, two or more columns or two or more rows. So the first one will be the core span. So there are two parameters for this, namely core span, which is the value is a number, then the row span is also having a value of a number. Now the core span is used to span columns and the row span used to span rows. Okay, so let's see how we can apply this. Okay, so let's say I'm applying it to the name here. So I'll go to core span as you saw in the slide, core span with a value. Let's say I want to span 3 columns. So like this, reload. So you can see by default this is what you are seeing, nothing there. So reload. So you can see it has pushed from this side to this side, so it has take 3 columns. Okay, so that's what we mean by core span. You can also set it inside your TDs and so on. So that's how we can do core span. Then you can also do row span. You can also pass the same value. It's just a number, so you can change it to maybe 5 or 2 or 3 or something. So I'll reload my page. So you can see it's pushing from the top to the down here. So it took 3 rows, so 1, 2 and 3 here. So it's taking up 3 rows. So that's what we mean by row span. Okay, so core span and row span are used to let's say span your columns or rows depending on what you want to do. So that's some key parameters you can look at when you are doing or when you are creating tables. Okay, so I won't waste my time. I'll end here. Then I'll end with a trial question. So there's a trial question I'd like you guys to try your hands on. It's very, very simple. So when you are done, just put it in the description. Then maybe when you have any question, you just ask, and I'll reply to it. Okay, so like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friends.